What's up everyone, this is AD Gaming and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I am going to do a Titan ranking video for 2022, updated ranking video. So guys, most of you know that there was a major Titan rebalance in the last update, 8.3 update, and so many things have changed after that. So the Luchador used to be the best Titan in the game, and now things have changed and we will do a new detailed and updated Titan ranking for 2022. So without further ado, let's go. So guys, number 10 in the list is the Kid. So the Kid is still the weakest Titan in the game. 2022, the first Titan that has been released in this game, the Kid Titan, is still the weakest Titan. The reason why is the weakest Titan still, it's because the fact that he cannot use all his weapons all the time. Always it has a cooldown, 10-second cooldown, and only for a short period of time he can use his alpha weapon. In addition, his weapons, the weapons down below, the two weapons down below, the beta weapons, they are in a place that it's not so effective. You cannot shoot through buildings, above buildings, and it's really a big disadvantage the way that the weapons they placed on the Kid. And like I said again, the alpha weapon you cannot use it all the time. And it's true that the Kid, a well-leveled Kid, can reach even 1 million HP if you also combine it with the armor module. But the fact that you cannot use all the time your weapons, it's a major disadvantage. And in my opinion, I would not recommend you to use the Kid. Only if you get the Kid as a starter when you reach level 30. In my opinion, you can have fun with this thing. It's a fun Titan to use, but in my opinion, I would not recommend you to use the Kid. But if you are using it, I recommend you to use Titan Anti-Control. 2 Titan Anti-Control, so you won't get locked and suppressed all the time, and 1 damage module to get extra damage, because you have only 2 weapons most of the time, so you need extra damage. So the recommended setup for the Kid, I recommend, if you are using the Kid, in my opinion the best set of weapons for the Kid is the Cyclone Cataclysm. They do a lot of damage even from 600-meter range. And the Crate and the Basilisk, the same thing, 500-meter range guns. They can capable to do maximum damage from 500-meter range. And this is what if you are still using the Kid, you should run this type of weapons, mid-range weapons, and not a brawling type of weapons, because you won't do so well with the Kid, especially in high-level champion league. But these are the weapons, the best weapons for the Kid, if you are still using it. So next up, number 9 in the list is the HEIMDALL. So guys, the HEIMDALL has a lot of firepower, 2 beta weapons, 2 alpha weapons, can fly forever. The dragon flight ability, basically you can fly forever. And in addition, he has self-repair. You can repair your Titan. The cooldown is 18 seconds. It's not so short. The duration is 6 seconds. The thing is about the HEIMDALL, it has a lot of firepower, but the HP, it doesn't have a lot of HP. At max level category 150 has around 400k. So there are some robots in the game that even has more HP than that. I believe a traditionalist Revenant has more than that. Invader Big Juicy Spider has more HP than the HEIMDALL. It means that the HEIMDALL, it can fall down real quick. But in my opinion, if you still can play well with the HEIMDALL, a well-skilled commander can do great things with the HEIMDALL. And there is also some kind of the weapons that they are the best weapons for the HEIMDALL, and basically making the HEIMDALL lately making a little bit of comeback, especially on high-level champion league. The best set of weapons is the new laser weapons, the Lantern and the Dazzler. But the thing is, like I said, the HEIMDALL is still one of the weakest Titans in the game due to the fact that it has so low HP. But like I said, the recommended weapons, I mentioned it. The modules, in my opinion, you should use Titan anti-control, at least one. 2 damage modules, onslaught reactor, or if you don't have onslaught reactor, antimatter reactor. The universal slot, you can choose whatever you like to. You can use speed, you can use even quantum sensor, it's a good choice. And also you can get extra damage, you can use another damage module. So basically the universal slot, you can use whatever you want. But this is the type of weapons if you want to make the best arming. The laser weapons, they are the best. And this is why basically the arming is number 9 in the list. So next up, number 8 in the list, guys, is the Arthur. So the Arthur, one of his specialities, it's always been his physical shield. The fact that it has almost 2 million HP, physical shield HP, it's really strong. And even versus the new meta robots like the Seraph, is built-in gun of the Seraph. It's an energy type of weapon. The Hawk beam, the Hawk is also considered one of the Titan Slayers over there. The energy beam of the Hawk, you can block it. And yeah, this is the R2 still can be effective in some cases, but the fact that he has so low HP, more than 400k, it's almost like the Haoming at max level category. And the speed has really low speed also, really slow. And it's true that it has the blast wave, and you can basically do damage. You can basically do damage to your surroundings. It's doing a lot of damage still, the blast wave. But like I said, the speed, slow speed, the low HP, regular HP. This is why the R2 is number 8 in the list. Is still one of the weakest Titans in the game, in my opinion. So, recommended setup for the R2. In my opinion, the best setups for the R2 is the Cyclone Cataclysm. The new shotguns, I also did a video with this thing. I did really well on this particular video. The Baja Vajra, the Vajra, and also the Pantagruel and the Gargantua. These are the best setups for the R2 in my opinion. The old shotgun, the Squall and the Grom, in my opinion, it doesn't do enough damage, but you can use it still. But in my opinion, the weapons that I mentioned before, they are much better options than the old shotguns. So this is it in terms of the R2. So next up, number 7 in the list is the Heimdall. So the Heimdall, guys, has so many kind of abilities. He's a shapeshifter, he has a physical shield, he has a built-in gun, built-in rocket launcher that can suppress the enemies, and on top of that, he's a healer. He has the ability to heal the allies within the range, 100 meter range. Also can get extra speed when he wants to. And in addition, after he gets destroyed, he has a big burst of healing that capable to heal all surrounding allies. But the disadvantage, in my opinion, of the Heimdall, that the range of the healing is so low that it has 100 meter range. Compared to the Nodens can heal a Titan or a robot even if it stays up to 700 meter range. So with the Heimdall, you have to get yourself into troubles. You have to risk your Titan. If there is a Titan that standing in the line of fire, even if you want to save him and you want to heal him, you have to expose yourself into danger. So this is why, in my opinion, the Heimdall and also his abilities, healing power, is not strong enough in order to be one of the top Titans in the game, in my opinion. This is why I put it on number 7 in the list. But the Heimdall, a well-skilled commander can still do great things with the Heimdall. Is an effective Titan, but in my opinion, there are much better options than the Heimdall. The Nodens is much better, in my opinion. And also, the Heimdall can reach more than 1 million HP, but in my opinion, like I said, the Heimdall, it's not strong enough in order to make it the top 5 in Titans in the game. But it's an effective Titan, but I would not recommend you to use the Heimdall. Instead, I think the Nodens is much better. But if you use the Heimdall, I recommend you to use 4 Lantern or 4 Pantagruel and the 4 Vajra, the new shotgun weapons. These are the best weapons for the Heimdall. Also, Cyclone can be effective, 600-meter range gun. You should use more than 500-meter range guns, in my opinion. The crate also is really effective. The crate, the Cyclone, the Lantern, the Pantagruel, these are the weapons that you should run on the Heimdall, in my opinion. In terms of modules, I recommend you to use 2 Titan anti-control, so you won't get locked and suppressed. And you can use on the universal slot, it depends what you prefer. You can use speed, you can use damage controller. On the assault slot, obviously you would like to use onslaught reactor or antimatter reactor. But on the defense, I recommend you to use at least 1 Titan anti-control if you can. The universal slot is up to you. You can use even self-fix unit to get even more healing. But this is it in terms of the Heimdall, guys. It's number 7 in the list, and I know some of you are surprised. But this is, in my opinion, this is it. This is the ranking for the Heimdall. Next up, number 6 in the list, guys, is the Muromet. So the Muromet, he has stealth. He used to be one of the best titans in the game. Right now, in my opinion, is number 6 in the list. But in my opinion, the Muromet still can be effective if you are using it right. He has the EMP blast. It means you can deactivate other abilities. You have still the stealth. It's for 6 seconds, but still you have the stealth for a short period of time. And on top of that, the Muromet has 2 alpha weapons and 1 beta weapon. It means that it has so much firepower to inflict to the enemies. You can even use 4 onslaught reactors on the Muromets. Let's say if you use the Pantagruel and the Gargantua, these weapons, they are ignoring any kind of stealth. You can use these weapons and 4 onslaught reactors still can inflict. You can inflict a lot of damage to the enemies and you can ignore stealth. So still the Muromets has high firepower, and also you can use the lasers with the laser lantern Dazzler and the Pantagruel and the Gargantua. The Muromets still can be an effective titan, but in my opinion, it's not enough to be. It's not one of the best anymore. The fact that he has stealth for only 6 seconds, it doesn't have a lot of HP at max level category. It means a Seraph or a Capri, even with well-leveled Capri with well-leveled weapons, can deal with the Muromets really easily if you catch him by surprise. So the Muromets, you have to play real careful, especially after the nerf. So this is, in my opinion, this is it in terms of the Muromets, in terms of weapons. In terms of the modules, like I said, for onslaught reactor you can use still, depends of the weapons. You can use even speed, but in my opinion, I suggest you to run maximum damage modules on the Muromets. The most effective way to play the Muromets is to use it with damage modules. So this is it in terms of the Muromets. So next up we have the Sharanga. So guys, the Sharanga, after the recent update, it got a significant buff. They decreased the cooldown of the full power. It means you can gain extra damage after much faster, and with 3 alpha weapons you can basically do a lot of damage to the enemies. If you catch them by surprise, you are gonna make them suffer, you are gonna make them pay. So if you use, for example, weapons like the Vajra, like the Dazzler, even Cataclysm, almost any kind of weapons on the alpha slot for Sharanga, it can be so devastating. The Basilisk also can be really effective. But the thing is, the Sharanga, the disadvantage of the Sharanga is low speed, and also it doesn't have so much HP. So you have to play careful. It's a high risk, high reward titan. You can use also the phase exile. You have the phase exile to protect yourself versus any kind of anti-titans attack like the Seraph and the Hawk. But still, in my opinion, after the recent update, the Sharanga is number 5 in the list. Even after the buff, I don't think this is gonna be one of the best titans in the game. But for sure, the Sharanga can be a well-skilled commander can do great things with the Sharangas. So, the recommended modules for the Sharanga, you should use 3 onslaught reactors on the assault slot. On the universal slot, I always recommend you to use speed. So with Titan Accelerator, you can also dodge any kind of orbital strike attack. You can at least try to get yourself out of troubles with Titan Accelerator, and you have enough damage output with 3 alpha weapons. And also, if you use 3 damage modules, you can do a lot of damage still if you put on the universal slot speed. So this is it in terms of the Sharanga. So guys, next up, number 4 in the list, and some of you are gonna be surprised here, is the Luchador, the former king. It used to be the best Titan in the game. Right now is number 4 in the list. So the reason why I put it on number 4 in the list is because the Luchador got a nerf after the recent update. They reduced the reflector power, the ultimate defense of the Luchador. So this is why, this is the main issue, this is the main reason why I put the Luchador on number 4 in the list. But the Luchador, in my opinion, is still one of the best Titans in the game. But nowadays, it's not the best Titan anymore. It's not the monster brawler like it used to be, but it's still, if you play well with the Luchador, with the right set of weapons, you can still do great things with the Luchador. You can still smash almost every Titan in the game with the Luchador if you play well. The thing is, the speciality of the Luchador that can reach to any kind of location still really effectively like it used to be. It still can jump, has the frog splash, it still can suppress enemies, it still has the reflector, but the thing is, like I said, because of the nerf, it's not the best anymore. The recommended setup for the Luchador, in my opinion, the best setup is the Vajra and the Mahavajra, undoubtedly. There is another interesting setup that you can use. You can combine it with laser setups, with blind effects, lantern, Vajra. You can basically do hybrid builds with this thing. You can use the shotguns, you can use even the laser weapons, even you can shoot from 600 meter range. You can do still great damage. You can use Cyclone Cataclysm, and even the Crate and the Basiliscista is an interesting setup, but in my opinion the best setup is the new shotguns. This is somehow compensating the nerf of the Luchador. The recommended modules, I like to use 2 Titan anti-control whatsoever, and you can use instead plated armor kit. On the universal slot you can use self-fixed unit, you can use extra damage, depends what you like to run. But on the defense slot I recommend to use Titan anti-control or plated armor kit if you don't have it. So this is it in terms of the Luchador. I know some of you are surprised, but this is mainly because of the recent nerf that the Luchador got after 8.3 update. So next up, guys, number 3 in the list, still one of the best Titans in my opinion in the game, is the Nodens. So the Nodens, it got a buff recently. They added even more HP to the Nodens. The Nodens, in my opinion, is basically much better than the Heimdall. The fact that it can heal up to 700 meter range the allies, don't have to expose yourself. On top of that, it has a suppression effect. You can use it when you like to use it. The cooldown is not so long. It has 3 charges. The defense system of the Nodens is actually not so bad. And in addition, every time you're activating your healing, you also can heal yourself by 1%. And also his weapons, guys, is better weapons. It has extra defense mitigation. So the Heimdall doesn't have this kind of extra defense mitigation. So the fact that the Nodens has extra defense mitigation, it can heal up to 700 meter range. I used 3 damage controllers on one of my recent videos on the Nodens, and guys, the Nodens became even more crazier than it is already. He can basically survive until the very end of the game. I used the Rapture setup. The Rapture weapon He's considered one of the worst weapons in the game. I managed to survive until the very end. So in my opinion, the Nordens is the ultimate healer, better than the Heimdall. His healing power is much stronger than the Heimdall. Even stronger than it was before. Also the fact that there is a damage controller module. This is why the Nordens is one of the best titans in the game, guys. So guys, number 2 in the list, second place. Again, I know some of you are gonna be surprised, is the MINOS. Guys, surprisingly, the MINOS became one of the best titans in the game. After so many changes, after the mermaids got a hit, the Luchador got a significant nerf, and there are some other new modules, some other new weapons that came into the game. The new shotguns. This is why the MINOS is one of the best titans in the game. He's really fast. He has reflector. So the Luchador cannot move while he's using his reflector. The MINOS can move when he's using his reflector. He has also the charge ability. 2 charges for the charge ability. He's gaining even extra speed. He's really fast. He's one of the fastest titans in the game. He's really versatile. Can do so many great stuff. In my opinion, the best modules, 2 titan anti-control. If the enemies, they won't be able to lock you down and suppress you, you can smash everything. And you can even add on the assault slot, you can use an onslaught reactor, 2 more damage. Basically, the new shotguns, like I said, also cyclone if you know how to aim well. So this is the reason why, in my opinion, the MINOS, one of the best titans in the game, second place, even better than the Luchador and the Nordens. So next up, the best titan in the game, number 1 in the list, is the latest Indra. So has 2 special abilities, the Indra. First of all, it has the electric laser. Basically throws a laser at an area in front of it, is slowing the enemies, and for every hit it can repair itself during the ability for 7 seconds. In addition, if he managed to keep the laser effect, the link to the enemies, they are gonna suffer, in the end of the ability, they are gonna suffer a significant damage, and it's really powerful, guys. The laser radius 250 meter range. And in addition, he has the Vipassana ability. Basically gets extra speed and becomes invincible, and it has the immunity versus negative effects. It means it's like the Ravana special ability, it's like the phase shift. You can dodge any kind of orbital strikes attack. The Orion mothership, it's really effective versus any kind of mothership attacks. In one-on-one situation, the Indra can win in any one-on-one situation versus every titan in this game, in my opinion. The Indra, especially after the nerf of the Luchador and the nerf of the mermaids, in my opinion, the Indra is the best titan in the game. If you use it right, there is no titan in the game that can deal with the Indra. So in one-on-one situation, the best titan is the Indra. And overall, the best titan in the game, in my opinion, is the Indra. And also is really fast. It's really fast, especially during its ability. So the recommended weapons for the Indra, guys, in my opinion, the best weapons are the new shotguns, of course, obviously. You can use also the Basilisk and the Crate. This is also an effective setup for the Indra if you want to play it as a mid-range supporter. You can use the lasers. Also, it's an interesting setup, but the best setup is the new shotgun, the Vajra and the Mahavajra. In terms of modules, you can always use on the universal slot extra speed, 2 more Titan accelerators. You can use damage controller. Also, you can use extra HP. You can use extra damage. If you use, in my opinion, if you use 2 Titan anti-control, and it's even better. So this is it, guys, in terms of the Titan ranking. And most of the times, there are changes in the game, so you have to make the correct decision. Right now, I believe it became a situation that most of the titans, there is no dominator like it used to be. So it's true that the Indra is the best titan in the game, but I believe that if you are using the correct the right skills, if you're using the Minos, the Luchador still is really effective. Even the Muromets, these are the titans that you see on high-level champion league. Still players that are running the Luchador. I see still many Luchadors in high-level champion league. So guys, tell me what you think about the ranking. What is your opinion? If you like this kind of videos, you want to see more of this kind of videos, smash the like, subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon so you won't miss anything from the good business we are running on this channel. And also make sure to join our good business family. This Discord server in the description below. You can find it in the description below, like I said. And until next time, have a good day / night.